Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Adriana. In today's video, I want to talk to you guys about No Buy July, also known as No Spend Month. If you saw my budget chat, it's my Q3 goals and Q2 results. You saw some numbers that to me were a little shocking. So I am going to start implementing at least a no spend month once a quarter. And if you don't know how quarters run, there's 4 a year: Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. And I'm going to try and do a no spend month each quarter, but I'm also going to try and do 15 days minimum of a no spend in a month. Really just trying to bring our budget back into align with our values. And if you saw my budget chat, which please check it out, a lot of our spending wasn't going in line with our values. We were over in a lot of categories, not over in a lot of categories, but we were over in 2 main categories that actually equaled a lot of money. So the husband and I, we talked about it and we're like, well, let's try to do a no spend month. And so what essentially that means, and I'm going to talk to you, this first of all is a no spend month calendar tracker that I have created. I'll leave it linked in the description box. It will be on my Shopify website, and you guys can purchase it and join the No Buy July challenge. So, and I also think this is a great way to kind of reset your spending and just kind of really hone in on what you're spending your money on. And I'll go over the first 4 days, today being the 5th, but the first 4 days of July already. And you can see the first day, that was great. So these are the colors. I'm jumping around, but these are the colors for the key. So green means we did great. It was a no spending, essentials only. There are kind of like some rules that we'll go over, but this green means essential only. And then this kind of like orangey pinky color means that we did extra spending or we were out of budget on a category. So what I really want to do is kind of fill this out with you guys. And then we'll go over these, go over this week's right here. But my intention for July for our family is to build wealth, right? So my intention is to be wealthy. My intention is also to have 15 or more no spend days. And then so wealthy, right? Like, great, that's a good intention. So how am I going to create that wealth basically? And that is, I am going to contribute to the our retirement account. For the month, I want to do $350. And you'll be like, depending, that could be a lot, that could be a little, but if you check out my budget chat, you will see that that is completely doable because we overspent in our unbudgeted category and our shenanigans. So those are my intentions for the month of July, right? So the way a no spend month works is you can have planned expenses. Like, there are obviously things in the month that you have planned, and that is great. You want to live for the now, but you want to save for later too, right? So our planned expenses is that we have a birthday party, friend's birthday party on the 8th. So that is a planned expense. So that won't put us out of budget when we buy the gift. Plus, I also have a sinking fund for gifts as well. But this is for the 8th, so it's a planned expense. And then what already went, by, we went camping the 2nd through the 3rd. We went camping. And we went over budget already when we had to buy some it was our first time tent camping with the kids, and it was fun It was hot, but there were a couple like miscellaneous things that we obviously forgot or we didn't think about. So we had to buy them. And so we went out of budget on our camping line. I did allocate some money, but it wasn't enough. So we went over. And then right here on the 29th is my husband's family work picnic. Really nice of the company that he works for. Is they do a family picnic in July for the families and their employees. So it's really nice. And so that will be happening on the 29th. So these are our planned expenses. I think that's going to be it for planned expenses. So those are our expenses. Planned habits. Now, these are things that would be like a coffee. If you eat out once a week as a little treat, like these are your habits, right? This is your rich life. This whole no spend month is created based on your values. So some of the habits that my husband has is his gas station snacks, and I just call them Shannon shenanigans because that's what I call it. It literally, they bug me so bad, but we're just planning for those weekly. And we have talked about what would be a decent weekly amount. And so I will deposit the weekly amount into his checking account. So those are one planned habits. And then also shenanigans. It's literally just a line for our family. And this includes, if you watch my budget chat, this includes anything that's like miscellaneous. You'll see that it includes like an air pump for an inflatable pool. It includes propane for your grill, because it's summertime, everybody's doing a lot of grilling. So it's just those miscellaneous things that really just don't have like a home category. So we decided to actually bump this up to be a little bit more realistic, because I was realizing that in June, I would set the weekly budget to $50, but then once that $50 was up, we would go into our unbudgeted category and it would be $200. So I wasn't really being realistic. I was trying to be frugal and trying to make things work, but I think to help with the unbudgeted line, we are gonna make this $100 a week, and then unbudgeted should be close to zero. That's our hope. So of course, when we go at the end of the month of July, we will have time to review that as well. So, and then, 4th of July was on the 4th and we didn't have any expenses. So, but we did get some donuts. So that's kind of how you fill out this sheet. If you have extra goals, you can write them down there, like if you have a reward or something like that. But I just call it a no spend month, but I am going to call it no buy July. So if you want to join this challenge, and I'm going to try and do updates weekly, this product will be in the description box and you can buy it and we can do this together. So that's kind of how my no spend works, right? And so what you also kind of want to do for no buy July is you want to think of some fun ways to have fun that aren't going to, let's say, cost you an abundance of money. So let's go ahead and write down. Now, I've already thought of some ways for the no buy July. So no buy July, fun, free to-do list. Fun, free to do. And so, of course, we are a family of 6, but my kids are home, so we have to kind of be creative. So I'm going to try and do more park and picnic days. We were at the park the other day and they said they wanted to do a picnic. So I said, that's perfect. We'll try and implement one of those. We have a community pool pass to our local community pool. And so we are going to take advantage of that and maybe go more than usual. So pool days. And then we also have at our local park something called a splash pad. And it's where they have like fun little structures that spray water. So we call it a splash pad. So we are going to try and go there at least 2 times. And then another great resource for us has been the library events. You guys should check out your local library too if you're looking for family-friendly events. But these have been amazing. So far, we've seen a magic show. We've done a science kind of lab that they brought in. And then the big one that my kids absolutely loved was the wild animals exhibit. It was a mobile one, and this guy brought in all sorts of wild, friendly animals, of course, and the kids really liked that. So library events, those are a great resource for stuff. And then I said that I would do a family game night, but round robin style. So everybody will get a chance to play their favorite games. So we did that. And then this month I also cleaned out the kids' homeschool cabinet, and we have a good amount of craft supplies. So I'm going to try and plan some summer crafts for the kids at least once a week. Summer craft time. And we're going to try once a week. And then also we had talked about doing some backyard campfires. Of course, the firewood would be an expense, but my husband can go ahead and grab some firewood from his work. And then, you could do roast s'mores, and, the cost of that is really minimum, but the joy that the kids will remember is probably priceless. So you could definitely work it in there with s'mores if need be. And plus, they're one of our favorite treats for summertime, so definitely try to work that in there. And then we have these things called backyard chillins. And what we do here is where we just kind of set up our inflatable pool. We bring out our water guns. I put water balloons out. I put a little sprinkler on their trampoline. And we just hang out back there. So we call it backyard chillin'. And it keeps our kids busy, probably for anywhere from like at least an hour to 2 hours, depending on how engaged they are and how hot it is. Sometimes it's too hot and they don't want to be out there too long, which is completely fine. But these little backyard hangouts are great. We're at the beginning of summer, I bought one of those big Costco size water balloon, items, what are those? The Bunjo balloons. Bought a Costco size one of those. So this isn't going to cost us anything. We have everything we need for that. And then of course, whatever else comes about. But so far, that's a good running list. This is a good place to get started. My husband and I are watching the series Suits, which is great. I think we're on season 3, so we're like, oh, we could totally watch this for July and stuff like that, kind of have our little hangout too. And so we're going to be creative, right? Like there are things to do without spending money. So you want to make a list so you're already prepared and you don't seem overwhelmed when you have kids to quote unquote entertain, let's say. I don't entertain, I just do activities, and that is that. So do make a list of fun, free things to do with your no-buy month, or very low cost. Like if you have to buy a pack of water balloons to put in a pool, they're $5, you know what I mean? So you can make it work into your categories, right? Like, so we're not gonna totally not do a shenanigans category. We are just gonna try to stay more within budget. So, but anything outside of that allotted amount, then it would be extra spending, right? So that's kind of how I'm doing the no buy July or the no spend month. You can always tailor this to your needs, which is great. And so Also, I just want to talk about quickly, wrap this up here, how I kind of prepped for the no by July. And so what I did is I inventoried our pantry and freezer and refrigerator, just to try and do like a clean out too of everything that we need to be used up. You saw I set some goals. I set goals. I created the fun free things to do list. You could, on the inverse, if inventory is that you can stock up, but that would have been in June, and so now it's a little too late. But you know, you want to unsubscribe from any emails or anything that's too tempting. You know, you can just from all of that noise, you can unsubscribe from your emails. And then, you know, you can, what I want to try to do is meal prep more too. So I want to meal prep on Sundays to kind of just lower that rush during the week. So this is how I prepped for it. All right, and if you have any ideas on how to prep or fun free things to do for a No by July, please tell me in the comments. Let's help each other out. And then I just thought about, like, read a good book. I do a lot of self-help books, but I'm trying to get more into the fiction so I can kind of just not let my mind overwork itself. But you can read a good book. You can craft if you have craft supplies that need to be used, and I know I do. So you can craft or start a project. You could organize and declutter a room. That's a good one. Organize, declutter a room. So you can see the list can be created, and there is stuff to do, you know, without feeling deprived. So that is what I plan on doing for July, and I'm really looking forward to it, to more do it as a reset and see where our expenses are going, what I need to say no to, what I need to say yes to. So again, the link to this tracker will be in the description box. I hope you guys join along and you guys can see where your values lie in your money and in your month. So thank you guys for joining me, and I will see you guys in my weekly check-ins. I think I'm going to do these in there, or do the tracker in there too, so we can all stay accountable. Let me know if that's something that you're into. All right, you guys, thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you guys later.